Yes, hello everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. All right, this week we're going to be talking about 9 ways. Yeah, 9 ways in which you can buy a house without getting a mortgage. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so the first and most obvious way is to pay with cash. So with that, you're just making your payment up front. You're not going to pay any deposits. And the good thing with that is that there are no closing costs or any other fees attached to this. The only thing to bear in mind though is that you have to ensure that you have enough saved up, because just in case you need to do some renovation on a home, you want to make sure that you have that saved as well. So that's the only thing to think about when you're gonna pay with cash. All right, so the second way is through seller financing, where it's as if the owner of the home becomes the lender. So what that means is that if you as a buyer should default on the agreement, you and the homeowner can work out an agreement, so that you can both, you can get the home as well. Benefits to that is that you don't have any loan institutions to go through, interest rates to think about. The only thing is that you and the homeowner now have to come to an agreement to say how you're going to make your payments, and if there are any interest attached, how that will be dealt with. So the third option here is to rent to own. So this is an option where you already live on a rental property, but now what happens is that you can lease that property from the landlord in the meantime. And then when the landlord eventually decides to sell the property, then you would basically be the first person that they will look at selling it to. Bearing in mind that you and your landlord would have to be on good terms. So the good thing with this is that, as with seller financing, there are no mortgages to go through, no loan institutions in any way to go through. And the good thing is that while you're living at the property, while you have leased it, it gives you the opportunity to save the money to buy the home from the landlord when they decide to do so. So pretty nice option. All right, so the fourth option here is to get a government loan. So with a government loan, the down payment or deposit will be way lesser than with a usual loan or mortgage. So these loans are usually suited for persons who maybe are in the military. You can also get one for if you want to set in the rural area. There's also a loan that's suited for that as well. Right, so there's another one to bear in mind, getting a loan from the government. The next way to buy a home without a mortgage is through crowdfunding. So this is when you are applying for a private loan. Only thing that you're not applying for the loan through a loan agency or company that offers a mortgage. You're applying for the loan through private individuals. And most of the time, these are individuals that you don't really know. So that's something you have to bear in mind. So the sixth way to get a home without a mortgage is through shared equity. So this is an arrangement where you as a buyer and a financial institution, you share the possession of the home in a sense. So what that means is that you would eventually pay a lesser amount on your deposit, because that financial institution is going to be contributing a greater amount to the price of the home. So that's a benefit for you. But in the end though, you are the one that owns the home. So something to think about. So number 7 is thinking about a property that's what is called we consider a tiny home. Yeah. So that means that instead of buying a property that is very large or standard size property, you will buy one that's a little smaller, and that will save you a lot on the price. So that means that you can save some money and save enough to purchase a home that may not be your desired size, but the fact is that you're going to be paying less for it. So in the end, you own a home, you don't have to go through a mortgage. Only thing is that the size is a bit smaller. The 8th way to own a home without a mortgage is to go through a private loan. So this is a bit different from the standard, the regular way of getting a loan, which will be through a loan institution. Instead, you're actually getting a loan through family members or friends. So yeah, it's good because the advantages of that is that you don't have to be thinking about a deposit or paying on high interest rates. The only thing though is that you would have to negotiate the terms on how the loan is paid for, and also that everyone would have to be on the same page. Strongly recommend getting everything in writing, even though it's with a family or a friend. Yeah, because at the end, it's still a business. All right, so the final way here to own a home without a mortgage is through an auction. Now, with an auction, you know that you'd have to place a bid on the home that's up for sale. And the reason home will be on auction is because the previous owner failed to pay the taxes on it, so the property would have been repossessed. Now, with an auction, you have the opportunity to place a bid. Granted though, there are different types of auctions which have different types of criteria, so you have to bear that in mind. So the good thing with an auction is that you have the opportunity to get a home at a much more reasonable price. But something to bear in mind though is that you're not able to view the property before you actually buy it. So I would suggest if you do go to this route, just have some extra money just in case you would need to do some renovation on the home that you're buying. But that's it. Those are the 9 ways you can own a home without a mortgage. And I should let you know that these do apply internationally. In fact, here in Jamaica, a couple of these things are practiced. So that's something that we can, make use of. But that's it from us here today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, subscribe button is right here. Want to see the latest video that we posted? That's right here. And I just want to give a big thanks to the 400 plus subscribers that we have already. We're trying to reach to the 1,000 mark, so we really appreciate the support. Haven't subscribed as yet? As always, you know what to do. But anyway, my name is Matthew, and you guys take care. I'll see you in the next one.